Okay, so you'll notice that this particular set of parametric equations does not have the restricted intervals like the last one did. So we won't necessarily be held to a specific starting and stopping point, and that's fine. We can still use a lot of those same integers to plug in, but our graph itself will kind of continue beyond whatever numbers we select. So t, x, y, and xy, one-day lines will be straight. I don't think it's today. That's better. A little better. Much better. Okay. Let's stick with our normal. So let's plug in -2. We've got x is t squared, and we've got y is 3t. So we've got x is -2 squared. Well, that's 4. And we've got y is 3 times -2. That's -6. Okay. Let's plug in -1. So x is going to be -1 squared. That's 1. And y will be 3 times -1, so -3, that's an equal sign. Okay, 0 is a good number, so let's plug in 0. So you've got x is 0 squared, well, that's just 0, right? And we're also going to see 3 times 0 is also 0. So we end up with 0, 0. And then we've got 1, so x is 1 squared, that's 1. Y is 3 times 1, that's 3. 1, 3. And then 2, so we're going to get x is 2 squared, that's 4. And y is 3 times 2, that's 6. Okay. 4, 6. Okay. So let's see what these look like. And I think, because we're kind of working on introductory stuff, we're going to see some similarities in our graphs. Like, they're not always going to be completely different from each other. That's actually completely fine. They don't all have to be this wild surprise. We're working on a completely new topic. You probably have not seen this anywhere before. And you're going to use this once you get through, I want to say it's the end of Calc 2, it might be the beginning of Calc 3. You'll see this later in your classes. So we're really just trying to lay a solid foundation here so that you're strong when you get to later topics. So if we graph this, okay, so we are at 4, -6, up there. We are at 1, -3, 0, 0, 1, 3, and 4, 6. Again, my habit of putting arrows on the end, because I always say that's important. I really should have these directional arrows that tell me which way it's going. You can add them towards the end if you want, but just make sure this one I just wrote is facing that particular direction. So we have the correct orientation, okay? Again, we weren't given an interval, so there's not an official starting and stopping point. So this kind of covers all of our bases. It would be okay to assume because of the arrows and there's no definite ending point that this just continues.